Hey, welcome to the Corona live stream, guys. Hopefully, y'all are having a good morning. Get your coffee, ready to check out some markets. We'll just head right on into it. Check out some of the trades from yesterday. So we got our first trade was kind of the one we were looking at. So it broke down pretty close to after the live stream. And then we had a retest right here, which where you would have kind of gotten in, and then it almost went down to the end of the trade here, where we were kind of looking on getting out. I think the level was 112.4 to 112. I think it was just 112, or maybe 112 1K. But either way, that it basically came down, hit our level that we were talking about, and then turned around and broke back up. So if you took that trade, nice job. And then after that, we kind of got some sideways chop until here. And then you could have looked at getting along based off the system. And I believe we were targeting I believe it was just like 114 something. It might have been 114.6. So you essentially would have gotten out right there, or you could have kind of jumped out here when you were getting pretty close to that top there. Kind of ran into 114.6 area and then broke down. So either way, kind of got two trades for yesterday. If you want to see a longer recap, make sure you check out our daily recap video. We'll go over more of what the market was kind of doing yesterday and what we saw with the battle box, and most likely give some tips on just trading in general, and what you can be looking out for, and what we're looking for during the day. But yeah, let's jump right into today. So, gonna head on to well, first we'll head on to ChatGPT. We'll head to that battle box, and we're gonna start our market review here. And then if you've been here before, you know it's going to ask for all of the levels and different screenshots. So we'll head back to trading view. 4 hours always first. So we'll grab our, just auto it, and then I'm going to close my live stream lines so it's nice and clean chart. Auto all of these three. You can either double click or you can click this little A right here. And then we're just going to screenshot the 4 hour. Then we're going to move to the 1 hour. And every time I screenshot, I'm putting them right into my GPT. Oops. Screenshot, drop it into the GPT. Screenshot to 15, drop it into the GPT. And then last we got to 5. Sweet. So now you can see I got my screenshots right in the battle box, ready to go, ready to get sent in. And then the next thing that we got is the FRVP levels for the 24-hour and the morning sessions. And then last thing we'll do is the 30-minute candle range. So for FRVP levels, I'm just going to type 24-hour FRVP, and then I'm going to do it Shift and Tab, and I'm going to say VAH, and then Shift Tab again, POC, and Shift Tab, and VAL. And then I'm going to do the 2 Shift Tabs so I'm down a little bit away from it, and just so it looks nicer for me, I'm going to say the morning FRVP. And then I'm just going to copy and paste the 3 that I did before for the 24-hour. And I'm going to shift that right underneath. So now I got a nice labels for both of them, and then I'll put the numbers for them right next to them all the way down. And then the last thing I'm going to throw on here in text form is I'm going to say 30-minute candle. And I'm going to say high and then low. Sweet. So now we can go back to our trade view, and we're going to get our FRVP first. So if we go from the cross 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and click the over, and you're going to go down to volume based and fixed range volume profile. And then this will be easiest to do on the hour. So we're going to go to 7 o'clock the previous day, so that would be the 19th or the 20th, sorry. So go to 7 on the 20th. 7 in the morning, that is. And then we'll go to 7 today. 7 in the morning today. And we're going to grab our live stream levels, and we're going to turn on the 24-hour ones. And it's going to drop those into the different zones right here. Sweet. So we got them all lined up there. And then now what we can do is we can just click on them and then click the settings and then just copy the setting and paste it right into whatever level that is. So the top one is going to be your VAH. Then your next one down is going to be the POC. And then the one below that is going to be your VAL. Okay, sweet. So we got all of those on there. So if you want to see them, they look just like this. We got our VAH, VOC, and then VAL. And then we're going to do the same thing for the morning. So we'll go back to ChatGPT. We're going to go close our 24-hour ones and open our morning ones. And then I'm going to drag this to 3 a.m. today. And that'll give us our lines for this morning. Sweet. So you got those on there. We'll just do the same thing. Go to settings, grab the coordinates, and then paste them into their corresponding levels here. So first the VAH, then the POC, and then the VAL is last. And now that we got those, we'll go ahead and close those down, close our FRVP levels. We don't need it anymore. And then we're going to go to our 30-minute candle. And we'll go to 7:30. And at 7:30, we're going to look up, right up under the covered logo, there'll be a high and a low, or H and L with some numbers next to them. And we're going to just grab the number out of there. So 113,370. And we'll type that into ChatGPT. So we got 113,370. And then the low we can go grab again, so we'll just hover over it again. The low is going to be 112,902. So 112,902. Okay, so we got all of our levels in there, and then the last thing I'm going to go grab is I'm going to go to cryptograph.com. And I'm going to just grab the news for today. So today's the 21st. Just screenshot it. Paste it into here. And now we got this screenshot here. You can see our the different news events that are happening today. That's what it will look like when you open it up. Now that we got all of our levels and different screenshots in here, we can just go ahead and hit send. Let's see what the battle box says about today. Wait. I had to get a sip of coffee, but it's looking like we got all our market momentum summaries, then we got our levels, our strategy outlook, different news events. We didn't send it this, executions considerations, and then we got your different levels that you can simply just copy out of here and paste in there. So we're going to start off with the different levels for the different time frames, and we'll just head right on into trading view to do that. So trading view, go to the 4 hour, and it's like we've been below the 21 for a little bit now, and the 200. Let's see what ChatGPT says, that price is grinding lower under declining EMAs. Momentum is weak. RSI is mid 30s. MACD is still negative, and market structure shows failed bounces. Sellers defending near 114.2K. Wait, so essentially it's saying we got the bounces here, but we still are seeing failure right here at that 114.2, 114.3 range. MACD, we're looking, was positive, kind of, I think that was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday we flipped positive, but then today we're kind of starting to show exhaustion. We're starting to kind of turn back over. We're going to start showing more of a bearish sign, and pretty soon we'll probably flip bearish. You got RSI pretty much at the bottom, still not really picking a direction, kind of just running sideways. The slower moving average is crossed through the faster moving average is crossing through the slower one, so that is more of a bearish sign, but really they're both kind of just going sideways. So if anything, I would say we're more neutral for that. And then you got the RSI stoches, which are topping out and are actually starting to curl downwards, so telling us we possibly could get some downwards action here. But again, the stoches are not very accurate on longer time frames like the 4 hour. So I had the 1 hour. ChatGPT's or our battle box is saying persistent downtrend with stacked EMAs above. RSI is relatively 41. Momentum still pressured. Small bear flag forming just above 13K. 113K. Sweet. So it's saying we're kind of looking at this flag here. If anything, I'd say it's a like megaphone type flag pattern. So we're kind of seeing something like that. I believe these break out opposite. I don't quite remember. Oops. If you ever get stuck on the drawing tool, a real quick tip. So like, because if you click the screen anywhere, you're gonna end up drawing. So if you just right click, it'll actually take you back to the regular crosshairs. So you don't have to, you can just switch it real fast back if you're in need to do that. But yeah, we're kind of looking at that megaphone. It is kind of making more of a flat bottom right here. This one didn't quite come down to that bottom there, but you already got 1, 2, 3 touches really. So yeah, we're kind of looking for that. We're looking at that flat bottom there. Maybe possibly something like that, but yeah, kind of interesting pattern right here. But you could also throw it, say it's bigger and something like that. Trend line. But I'm not completely sure which flag it's talking about, but that's the one I would kind of be looking at. So persistent downtrend with stacked EMAs above. So we got nearly stacked because the 21 did break through right here. But other than that, they're all stacked to the downside, so looking pretty bearish. You got MACD curling downwards. It's actually starting to show a little exhaustion, so maybe we'll flip back bearish. Then we got the RSI kind of breaking above and then curling back down. And we're showing more of a bearish RSI sign. If the slower moving average continues, we'll see the faster one come up, bounce off of it, and continue downwards. And then Stoch's RSI is already down at the very bottom, showing us that there's room to go up. But again, not the best indicator for these larger time frames. Head to the 15. So for the 15, the battle box is saying compression is at lower end of the values. Repeated tests under 113K without strong reclamation. RSI is weak and MACD is fading. So got compression under the value. We got the repeated test of 113K range, which is kind of that. Well, I guess it's a little above that level that we were talking about. But essentially, it's kind of this zone here. So if we want to go back out to the 1 hour, I kind of draw this little zone here and show you guys what I'm talking about. So we kind of got this zone from 113K range to like 112-ish, 113-ish. Or 112.5, I guess, to 113K. It's kind of our like little range. We just come down, hit that range, come up, hit that range, come up. Now we're hitting that range again, kind of bouncing off of it. We're not able to break it yet, but we're also not doing a nice, strong reclaim, which means we're not coming back up and breaking that previous high here. So we had our lower high, lower high, lower high. I guess you could technically say lower high here and then we got a higher high, but really we're kind of looking for that break and retest of this right here. So we're looking to kind of break above it and then retest it. If we're gonna flip, just based on regular old TA, that's kind of what we'd be looking for. So we're not seeing a nice reclaim is kind of what the battle box is saying right there. So we'll head to that 15-minute again, and you can see our level now on here. It's saying RSI is kind of weak. I would agree with that. It does look like we're flipping actually right now. You got RSI kind of continuing upwards, and the slower moving average is starting to curl right under with the faster one. And then you got MACD curling here, looking like we're gonna have a possible up move as well. We just flipped bullish, not strongly, but we did flip bullish. I guess we are flipping bullish right now. And then you got the stoches down at the bottom, looking like we're ready to fire. Head on into the 5-minute. So for the 5-minute, the battle box is saying small bounce attempt into 113.2 to 113.3k range, with EMAs still slipping down, execution time frame showing fragile recovery, vulnerable to rejection. So we got these stacked EMAs opposite. You got price actually just broke back above the 21, so it's showing me possible small bull move at least. But as it said, it's looking kind of fragile. Got the MACD curling up. We're actually broke above for right now. We got RSI is curling up. We're looking like we're going to continue upwards there. And then you got stoches are getting close to getting topped out, but they are still on their uptrend as well. So the bias for today, according to ChatGPT, is controlled downtrend with compression under the HGF resistance. Weak relief bounces so far. So we're still looking at that downtrend unless we can get a nice bounce upwards and kind of reclaim some of those levels. We're looking at a key resistance shelf of 114.2. So this level right up here. And then we're looking at that other support is going to be this purple here, around that 113k range. Our breakout trigger is going to be above, and we'll throw the lines back on there. Our breakout trigger is going to be at 113.5. So that'll be basically right here at our volume area high. So if you get above that, retest it. You guys know the drill. We get in, take a trade up. If we break down here, which if it continues with its pattern is more likely, but get that breakdown here, we'll get a breakdown of the VAL, maybe a little above it, but we're coming down, retesting here, and then taking it downwards. So with news today, we got nothing super important up until we do have a Jackson's Hole synopsis, which is a all-day event. So I don't know. I wouldn't be super worried about that. We could see a price trend because of it. Like maybe we go up instead of down or something. But I wouldn't be super worried about that. There's no like specific time. The only thing you really could do is just like not trade all day because you're looking for like thinking that that's going to move the market. But overall, I would say, excuse me. Overall, I'd say it's not super likely it's going to change the direction. We should be able to read that on TA. Some execution consideration is our session's likely highly volatile due to the Jackson Hole. That's what the GPT is saying. We have preferred execution, wait for the 15-minute closes beyond the key triggers at 113K or 113.5K, which is the volume area high, or so you're either looking for that breakout of the volume area low or breakout of the volume area high. We'll use the 5-minute for a fast execution after breaking those and doing a little retest there. The macro wall proximity, so we have 114.2K remains heavy resistance. So if we do end up getting to the 24-hour POC, that's kind of where we're going to be looking for that fill. So what that means is if we're going to take a trade, so like say it does end up breaking out on the top and we take a trade, we're going to be looking for it to go essentially to that range. You're looking for that 24-hour POC to be hit. So you can either take it out like right on it, which is sometimes pretty tough to do because it's just kind of like this range here. You can see there's resistance here, but it's definitely like an area of resistance. It's the same with this these lines here too. This might be the main average, I guess, of the resistance zone here, but it's better to get out a little bit earlier than you want, because then you kind of miss the possible liquidity of just breaking it back down. And sometimes you could be way up here and it goes up and then spikes with a lot of liquidity breaking through that zone and then starts to rip down. But yes, typically we found that it's better to kind of get out right for the zone you're targeting. It doesn't have to be super far before, just a little bit before. It's kind of like that trade the other day. I don't have it on here anymore, but it was that we came down and it was right down here, the target, but it only came down right above it. It's kind of the same thing. We got that zone there, so that's what we're watching for. The last thing we're gonna do before we end the stream is we're gonna check out the battle plan. So let's make a battle plan. Alright, so sweet. So we got our bull breakout, which is what we were talking about. If we break that volume area high, retest it, that's when we'll get in. It's saying if price rejects 113,500K with a strong volume break, fade, or 15-minute close back below 113,300K, then we're looking at we're just looking to get out after that. If we do end up going down, breaking that 113K range or the volume area low, we're going to be looking for we'll get in on that 15-minute close, and then the 5-minute pullback is where we're going to jump in, and then we'll get out if it reclaims 113K. For the bull breakout, we're going to be targeting 113.9 to 114K / the target that we were talking about, which is 114 200-ish area. And then it says the stretch goal would be 114.6. So if we do end up busting through that POC, then we'll continue to 106. But it's not something I'd be it's not something I'd be very confident that it's going to jump up to that level. And then for the breakdown, if we get that breakdown below the volume area low, get in the 5-minute, we're going to be looking at 112,700 to 112,600 K range. So right under our zone. Then we'll be looking for a farther target of 112,300 to 112,400, or 112,200. I mean, that'll kind of be our second level, and then if it really get dropped down, we'll be to 111.9. It's kind of our last level of defense for the bulls, but last level that we're kind of looking to push to. If we're on the bear side, looking for some shorts. There is some value. It says we can do a value chop trade. It's more advanced. We're kind of looking for just like small scalps in between the two zones that we have on the volume area high or the volume area low. So you got the enemy trap zones, kind of the targets we were talking about. It says again, watch out for that Jackson Hole synopsis. And then execution notes, use 15-minute for vice confirmations, 5 for entries. Low volume bounce, reduce size, scalp partials. If you get high volume or breakout, allow normal size and hold towards the TP2. Which would be that second level that we were talking about. So if we're going up, that'd be the 114.2 range, and if we're going down, that'd be the 112.200-ish range. And avoid fading moves unless they hit fire zones. So yeah, that's kind of what we're going for. What we just went over. Those levels will all be on X if you missed them, so we'll go ahead and post those today. So make sure you check those out if you're wanting to grab the levels off there, or you can just go ahead and check out the battle box and make your own levels for today. Make sure you check out that daily recap. Check out our X page if you want to see some more stuff, including those levels for today. And then we're gonna have some new videos coming out on TikTok soon as well, so make sure you check out all those. But other than that, we will catch you all next time. We should be here next week on Tuesday at 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. So if you're interested in catching the stream again, make sure you subscribe, slap that bell notification so you can catch us next time. But other than that, happy trading, y'all, and we will see you next time.